experienced track day rider, been to school, has raced a motorcycle, right? And there's something in there for you. Okay, fantastic. You know, I'll answer the question in this way. We've had some people working on the post-production who had no interest whatsoever in riding motorcycles at all. One person working on a website, other person who's a video editor and so on, and several people, and people who were on the crew who had no interest, when they saw what we were doing, were completely interested in what the material was talking about and wanted to get on motorcycles. So quite frankly, I think that it's a broader scope than I had imagined. You know, I was thinking when I was writing the script. I was thinking, you know, students who come to the school, people who are interested in improving, street riders who have, you know, doubts and uncertainties. How are they going to get rid of them? Well, they have to learn the technical skills. That's who I was thinking about, and you know, in club racers as well. But brand new people and getting them interested in the sport, I had no idea that I was going to create that kind of an effect. But you know, the industry needs it right now, so I'm okay with that too.
I think there's professional road racers out there that can watch this thing and learn something for sure. I mean, it's just interesting with what we've learned through our whole association with Keith, me and my son Joe. It really gives you a whole way to look at riding and see what's really going on. And of course we watch all the races, you know. Yeah. And you know, he can sit there and go, okay, I can see exactly why this guy is going faster, because of things, you know, that he's learned through the school, just little things, you know, it really, and we're like, you know, we should get him to come and do the school. He would go, he'd beat that guy. You know, he'd beat Ben Spies that time if he, you know, came to the school or something.
You know, after 4.5 years of training him, I finally got it.
Holy cow, who knew?
Well, he had that one down pretty well, but some other things, you know, that are really foundation skills, you know, when he goes, I finally got it, you know, and then the funny thing is that 2.5 years ago, when, you know, on one of these things, when he came over up to Sears Point and Infineon and rode with us for a few days at school up there, he said exactly the same thing about exactly the same technique. So you realize that as riders go through their skill levels right up to the top, where, you know, he did really well in World Superbike race over in England, right? He got top 10. So he's not a wimp, he's fast. And you realize that there are these breakthroughs and the same concepts roll out, and they continue to roll out, and they continue to roll out, right? It's not, oh yeah, I know that, and that's it, you're done with it. They have breakthroughs. It's like peeling the onion back, you know, there's another layer under there, and as soon as you see that one, you go, whoa, why didn't I see this before? You know, so that's, and Leon's just, you know, he's continuously validating the school training and the material, the twist of the wrist tube material, because that's what he's been trained on. And so, well, I mean, we're so totally proud of it, of course. And then after Leon, you know, there's going to be somebody else, and there's going to be somebody else, and there've been, you know, 47 championships before that. So,
what is it that you would say that this film is?
Well, I think primarily you have to say that it is a training film and that you're going to learn something from it.
Let's take a close look at how excess rider input creates instability and tires out the rider.
But obviously we tried to bring, you know, traditional storytelling techniques into the mix to just create a piece that communicates better with people.
I'm not helping the bike at all by holding on. The tighter I get on the bars, the worse it gets. I don't need to go to the gym to hold on tighter. I need to lighten my grip on the bars.
We got an hour and a half of techniques. It couldn't all just be dry and clinical, you know.
Yeah, that certainly wouldn't hold my attention.
I don't think so. Yeah, the storyline is a part of the film. It's an integral part of it. I think it brings up the reality of people, anybody out there really who's had a problem with each of the things that we go over, right? Not every word, every sentence, every chapter, and every paragraph from the Twist the Wrist 2 book is covered in this thing, but we took the parts that are the key parts. And, you know, I mean, I might not have the Well, I do have more experience training people than anybody else in the world does, and I don't think anybody can catch me now. That nobody's going to beat the 12 million track miles that we've done at the Superbike School. So, we've seen more riders do more things, make more mistakes, master more things from people who've just been riding for 2 weeks to guys who are already, world champions. So, I think we've got the scope now to take a look at, to know what it is that riders run into at all skill levels. And the film itself is certainly an expose of those things, and the actors are really just there to provide a kind of a, yeah, I've had a problem with that too,
Exactly.
And then roll them through the solution of that problem onto the next problem, because that's the way it is, isn't it? You get something nailed down, and then you roll on, and you find something else that's a little bit out of not quite in focus, and then you focus in on that, and you gain that, and we walk through those steps for these two guys until they get to the point where they've got enough so that they feel like they won't get worse at it, that they're going to get better.
Good throttle control allows the suspension to work properly, and the bike is smooth.
Let's see if we can catch him.